national average right now is that 72% of our workforce is disengaged. Either they show up but aren't really into it, or they're actively disengaged. The companies that are totally killing it right now are the ones who are making the people and the place to work a huge priority. And you're seeing that with things like what Lew's saying. I mean, who wouldn't want to be at a place like that? Who wouldn't want to give their best or talk about it to their friends, or bring them to the office and just say, hey, look, this is where I work. Like there's just a huge catching in the 28% of the people who are engaged and have the support of management in creating a people-centric workforce than in the 72% of places that are still focused just on making money and cutting corners however they can, and really haven't gotten that this is where the future is, and this is where the next line of profit is for companies.
Go ahead,
Mark. I want to add something to what Jeff said too. There's a bit of nothing sells like the truth, right? I mean, we've made this a value. We've invested in this. We believe it's important. We're not advertising it yet. It's become viral. I mean, there's a lot of people that are interested in learning more about this. But we did some other things that I think are actually great on the eyes. We interviewed street artists in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right.
We have this 5,000 foot mural that this street artist painted, and it was just fantastic. And the story around it is fantastic. And how this Augustine Coffey came and he wrote this poem about what it meant for him to work, in a very unusual environment, right? And inside of a global corporate headquarters for a street artist. But there's a great talking point there, and it keeps everybody just excited to be here. So there's also kind of a visual health that we've really tried to make a priority as well here.
You know what? If I could say one other thing too, because you start creating a story, and then that story is just something that I want to turn around and tell. It's like, oh my gosh, I just heard about the most amazing place to work, and I start talking about it because it's an exciting, interesting, positive story, and it feels good to reshare it, and I'm part of something.
Right.
If I could share one story as well, we were working with a Southern California bank, and they have about 700 employees, and we started doing wellness programs with them about 2 years ago, and one of the guys there got into running. That was what he had wanted to, and over time he did his first 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon, and he started doing emails to fellow coworkers, inviting them to come out with them. Last year, he had 70 people, 10% of their entire company, do either the half or full marathon in Long Beach with him.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
The difference that right. Someone who, and now that story they all talk about. All of the executives tell that same story to their friends. It's just something very fun that happened inside the walls of wellness.
I compare a lot of things to sports, and chemistry on the team wins championships, basically. And two quick things. You had mentioned about the plants, Lew. I've always found this when people go for interviews to companies, they look at 2 or 3 things. When people walk by them while they're waiting, they look how they look and if they say hello to them as to part of the decision to join that company, and if the receptionist talks to them and how they're acting. And they also look at the surroundings. And grass and green, and Jeff, you would probably know this better than me with all the studies you've done, makes people feel good. I don't know the reason, but it makes people feel good. And you mentioned all the plants. I'm sure that's had an impact.
We have, like I said, we planted 1,000 plants, so we've got a beautiful view from the space, but it's surrounded with what Delos would call biophilia, right? It's a really cool feeling, and people are excited about it. You also said something, Mark, too, that I'll bring up. We don't have a receptionist here. We actually have 3 concierge.
Right.
So when people come into our space, whether it's a client or an employee, they're greeted by somebody with a smile that's not taking a priority phone call, and they're asked and engaged immediately on what we can do for them. That's our first impression of this company, is that response, and that's something that, again, a subtle difference, but very important in the overall environment.
I was almost going to try to order a drink at the bar part there, whatever. when I walked in, it was like,
see, it's working.
It's unbelievable. So one last point I want to bring up, because I'm coming close to time. boards of directors. We do a lot of board of directors searches too, and board advisory. It actually is even working in boards right now, where you have to have a cultural and social fit within the board to be able to be effective, and how they're feeling, for lack, it's not a very technical word business-wise, but how they're feeling about the CEO and the executives, and trying to help them with the vision. But they're getting into this conversation too about the boards being healthy, and them having wellness and how it's impacting the company. Jeff, have you seen any of that with your clients? Ugh. How about you, Lou? I don't know. Does CBRE, you deal with boards at all?
Well, we have a board, obviously,
Right.
and the board approved all of this, and gave our board, and our CEO, Bob Salentic, became incredibly supportive of this whole notion of wellness, and also of expanding kind of the thought around how we occupy space. So there's certainly the support there, and as I said, we're engaged with several clients that are actually incorporating this into their facilities needs. So I think it's early. As I said, it's early in the game, but look, LEED started off is 15 years ago, and now virtually any building being built right now in the office industry is either it has a LEED certification or is seriously contemplated it. And the vast majority of the buildings now are LEED. I believe that you're going to see the same thing in wellness. There's going to be wellness certifications for buildings, wellness certifications for occupancies, inside space, and this is chapter one. And I'm proud of the fact that we're on the forefront.
Well, you are. Congratulations for that. Like I said, it's early, and yet Alamo had a director of wellness 20 years ago. So that's how long it takes, apparently.
You were forward thinking, Mark. Forward thinking.
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable. So, hey, thank you so much for your time. It's been great. Thanks to Jeff, even though we just lost him, but for it. And I actually look forward to speaking to you more about this, and taking it to another level. Well, there's Jeff. I was just saying, thanks for your participation again, Jeff. It's great. We'll continue this, and hopefully have another one, and maybe include your colleague who does wellness in your firm as well, Lou. So we appreciate it, guys, and you both have a terrific weekend.
Thanks so much, Mark. Yeah, Lou, it was great meeting you.
Nice to meet you. I'm actually interested in looking into how we can apply video games in our company. So give me a call. I'm interested.
I will.
Right,
Thanks, Lou.
Thanks a lot.
Take care, gentlemen. Bye-bye.
Bye.